Controversial cross-dresser Idris Okuneye, known as Bobrisky, may face new criminal charges following allegations that he served his jail term in a private apartment and bribed officials of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to drop money laundering charges against him. A panel investigating these claims has recommended that he should be charged with defamation and criminal offenses. Now, Bobrisky was sentenced to 6 months in prison on the 12th of April 2024 for abusing the Naira and was released on the 5th of August. A few weeks after his release, social media critic Martin Oshe, known as Very Dark Man, shared a voice recording of a conversation allegedly involving Bobrisky and another individual. In the recording, Bobrisky reportedly claims to have paid 15 million to EFCC officers to dismiss the money laundering charges and also bribed Nigerian Correctional Service officials to serve his 6-month sentence in a private apartment. On the 30th of September, the Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji Ojo formed an investigation panel led by the ministry's permanent secretary Magdalena Ajani to examine the allegations. In its report, the panel stated that there was no evidence that Bobrisky stayed outside the Kirikiri Custodial Center during his 6-month sentence. Details of this report revealed that Bobrisky damaged the reputation of the Correctional Service with his false claims. The panel also recommended that the Department of State Service (DSS) investigates whether Bobrisky directly or through a proxy bribed officials of the EFCC or the Correctional Service. If the bribery allegations are proven, the panel advised that he should be charged with corrupt practices. The Nigerian Correctional Service should pursue defamation charges against Bobrisky under Sections 373 to 375 of the Criminal Code Acts for his false claims of bypassing the prison system, which has harmed the institution's reputation. The DSS should investigate whether Bobrisky, or by proxy, bribed EFCC or NCOS officials. If verified, he should be charged under the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act for bribing public officials, the report stated. The panel also indicted 4 correctional officers, recommending disciplinary action in line with the NCOS conditions of service, civil service rules, and relevant laws. Among those recommended for sanctions is former Controller of Corrections Ben Rabbi Friedman. He was accused of authorizing the transfer of Bobrisky without proper completion of Form 5 and Form 5A from the Medium Security Custodial Center to the Maximum Security Custodial Center in April 22, 2024. More than 4 months after the scheduled transfer date and after the inmate had completed his sentence. Additionally, backdating the transfer documents related to points 1A and 1B above, causing the officers in charge of the Ikoyi Medium Security and Maximum Security Custodial Centers to sign backdated transfer documents for Idris Okuneye Olarenwaju, which is Bobrisky. Additionally, Deputy Controller of Corrections Michael Anugwa, who oversaw the Kirikiri Medium Security Facility and claimed during a parliamentary inquiry that he had not been suspended despite an official order from the Minister of Interior, was also recommended for disciplinary action. He was indicted for accepting Bobrisky into the Medium Security Custodial Center on the 12th of April 2024 without the required documents and transfer paperwork. DCC Balogun Sikiru, retired, formerly in charge of the Maximum Security Custodial Center, was indicted for admitting Bobrisky into the facility on the 22nd of April 2024 without the necessary documentation or transfer paperwork. Additionally, DCC Sikiru Kamoru Adekunle, who took over as head of the Maximum Security Custodial Center, was indicted for backdating transfer documents related to Bobrisky's admission on that date, despite not yet having assumed his role as head of facility. The panel also recommended an audit of all inmates and detainees in NCOS custodial centers, including their warrants and records. It advised establishing and maintaining a mechanism for weekly oversight. Furthermore, the panel called for the immediate end of commercializing inmate welfare and support services with appropriate funding and oversight to sustain these services. It also recommended building sustainable partnerships with civil society organizations such as relevant NGOs and professional associations to support these efforts. Implement non-custodial measures effectively nationwide to help reduce the population in custodial centers, using imprisonment only as a last resort, the report concluded. A senior management officer at the NCOS said that what people refer to as VIP treatment for certain prisoners is actually a special facility that has existed for years. The high-ranking officer explained that custodial centers offer different facilities, and a prisoner's health, age, and gender determine the specific facility where they serve their sentence. The officer said, "There are different facilities in the custodial centers across the country, and it is not out of place to treat some of the prisoners according to their health conditions, sex, age, and category of the sentence." Importantly, the prison authority also considers human rights and the treatment of these prisoners. Bobrisky's case serves as an eye-opener for us, he said. The NCOS authorities confirmed that he identifies as a woman from the waist upward, but is a man from the waist down. "We have never had an individual like him in our custody, and there is no existing facility for such circumstances. He had to be placed in a separate cell to prevent any potential abuse. This cell is what he mistakenly referred to as a private apartment. Whether VIP or not, the condition of a prisoner will determine the facility he or she is going to stay in. We can't put a prisoner who has high blood pressure in a cell without enough ventilation." Bobrisky's case has ignited a discussion regarding human rights and recognition of cross-dressers, transgender individuals within the country's law, institutions, and facilities. Some activists contended that the government and its institutions need to acknowledge the existence of these individuals and create appropriate provisions for them. The activists assert that sexual orientation is a component of human rights that should be respected by the Nigerian government. Activist Femi Adeyeye stated that the Kirikiri Custodial Center where Bobrisky served his sentence was not suitable for his sexual orientation. Adeyeye urged the federal government to uphold the rights of individuals regardless of their sexual orientation and called for the establishment of special facilities for transgender inmates. "A special cell for transgender persons is a welcome development. It's something the government should look into," he stated. Another activist, Michael Adaramoye, pointed out that Nigerian society has not yet accepted the reality of an increasing transgender population. However, Adaramoye said, "While we must recognize the rights of individuals to sexual freedom, as long as it does not infringe on the rights of others, we must also be sensitive on the concerns of other members of the society." Following this recent news about Bobrisky, Nigerians have taken to the comment section to air their views. One commented, "I hope you are learning from this guy's story. Knowing when to keep your mouth shut is such a big deal. It can save you a whole lot of trouble." Another commented, "Is Bob Nigeria's problem? I beg they should allow him to breathe." Another said, Karma caught up with him. Bobrisky is notorious for owing people and daring them. The reason he's in this mess. Another comment. Lagos is about to become motherless again for the second time in 2024. Yet another. Once he's charged, fuel will come down. Federal government will start fixing federal roads. Dollar will come down. Yahaya Bello will finally remit back the billion it took. Literacy levels will massively increase, and finally, Nigeria will become the best economy in Africa again. Another said, Bobrisky has tried. They just want to bring her down. What crime did she commit? None. Yet another, in this life, be careful of your surroundings, especially friends. This Bobrisky and VDM saga taught us a lesson we can never forget. Another netizen commented, but he or she caused the problems. Had it been he or she paid the 4 million to the guy in Maryland, all this drama would not have come up. He or she wants to eat his or her cake and have it back. Who does that? Another said, going into any kind of deal with Bobrisky will always backfire. He know they keep secrets. He talks and brags too much just to prove he has connections. Now let us know in the comment section, what do you think about all this? Will Bobrisky be going to jail for a second time in the same year? Or will he manage to evade this one? Let us know your thoughts. And also do not forget to like, subscribe, and share.